Okay. Ryan Speed.
I'm sorry. I know that's bad, right?
Check 1, 2. What's up, Williamsburg? I said, what's up, Williamsburg? Did y'all come to have a celebration today? If y'all believe America is the greatest country on the planet, let me hear you make some noise. Come on, make some noise. celebrate 250 years of our nation. That's 250 years of God's blessings and His love for all mankind. And if you know like I know, His love always feels good. Now listen, in spite of all of our differences and the things that would divide us, there's one thing that we have in common, and that is that all of our forefathers and the ones that came before us sacrificed and shed blood so that we can have the right to be different. So today, we celebrate the right to be different as one nation under God. Clap your hands for that. Now let me hear you say this. One nation, 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 one nation. Come on, one nation, one nation, one nation, one nation, one nation. Put your hands together. Let me hear y'all say one nation. One nation. Under God. Make some noise. I want y'all to give a big round of applause for our Williamsburg mayor, Mayor Pond.
Thank you, Sam. Welcome to Williamsburg. What a wonderful day it is to have all of you all with us in our little town. I am, in fact, Doug Pons, and it's my honor to call Williamsburg my home city. I was lucky enough to be born and raised here in Williamsburg with such rich history. So many of the fundamental concepts of our nations were nurtured right here. Self-government, individual liberty, and equity, just to name a few. Before the Declaration of Independence professed our rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, the Virginia delegations of rights proclaimed that we are all by nature free and independent. And these key documents were adopted right here in Williamsburg. The values of public service, lifelong learning, and the freedom are deep-seated in this community. Williamsburg is a small town built on big ideas that forged the nation. Here we are surrounded by daily reminders that to achieve progress, we must learn from the past. And I hope you find inspiration in Williamsburg in this long storied history. Thank you for celebrating with us here in Williamsburg. Tonight, we are joined by a remarkable group of Virginia leaders, governors, delegates, state senators, and members of the United States Congress who carry forward the legacy of our founding fathers with a commitment to public service that strengthened the Commonwealth and our nation. Now, it is my pleasure, and you got to hear a little bit from him, Sam Rucker. It's my pleasure to introduce Sam Rucker. He is a Billboard smooth jazz charting saxophonist who has performed on stages all over with favorites like Peter White, Huge Groove, Norm Connors, Tom Brown, and many more. You can listen to Sam's music on streaming platforms. So Sam, you ready to go? Rock this place?
Ready to go, ready to go.
Let's hear you do it. Thank you so much.
Y'all give the mayor a hand. Like you said, my name is Sam Rucker. You can listen to my music on any streaming platform, and everything we're playing today, you can stream on all of the streaming apps. So we're getting ready to do in a little bit a classic patriotic song that you know. You'll sing that with us. And then I wrote a song just for this occasion right here. Y'all want to hear some more music? All right. But before we do that, like I said, we're celebrating the right to make a choice, the freedom of choice. And part of that is the freedom to vote and the right to vote. And so we're going to hear from some of Virginia's most notable elected officials, both past, former, and present. So right now, first of all, give me one more One Nation. One Nation! One Nation! All right, give me a big Virginia 250 welcome for former Governor George Allen.
Ladies and gentlemen, aren't you all proud to be an American today? It's a great day to be alive in historic Williamsburg and in Virginia. Susan and I, earlier today, were at Monticello, where 75 new citizens became or were naturalized as citizens of the United States of America. I first want to thank Carly Fiorina and the whole Virginia 250 team. You've done a fantastic job in bringing us together to celebrate and also to recommit to the ideals and spirit of our Declaration of Independence from the British monarchy. There were three truly revolutionary principles that were expressed in the Declaration, and they are, number one, that all people, they said all men, but all people are created equal. As Martin Luther King Jr. said, the Declaration of Independence was a promissory note, that this was to be not a place of nobility, but a meritocracy where everyone had an equal opportunity to compete and succeed. And we have evolved to form a more perfect union with our laws and Constitution through the years. The second revolutionary idea was that proclaiming that we all have innate, unalienable natural rights from our Creator, not from a government, not from a king, but there are natural born rights. And then the third revolutionary principle was our desire for self-governance by the people, with a government deriving its just powers from the people. Now, for the world to understand, Thomas Jefferson also wrote the Declaration as a bill of particulars of the dozens and dozens of offenses and specific abuses by the crown that drove the people in the colonies to want to throw off the ties, separate, and chart our own course. The British monarchy's reaction to the Declaration of Independence was not that they were persuaded at all. What did they do? They sent in more ground troops. They sent in Hessian mercenaries. They increased their naval forces, and all in an effort to doused the flame of liberty that had been ignited starting here in Virginia and all the colonies. It took over 5 years of perseverance in fighting and fortunately garnering the support of the French army and the French fleet to trap and get General Cornwallis to surrender at Yorktown in 1781, turning the world upside down. Now, there's a couple of relevant lessons that apply today. Number one, peace through strength. Peace was garnered through strength. Words are great, but you need actions, and you need the courage of people to fight for our liberties. And secondly, now as then, our United States are stronger. We are more effective with allies rather than without allies in achieving our goals, whether here at home or around the world. So let us all cheer for NATO. Let us all resolve and commit to living up to the empowering promises of the Declaration of Independence. Understanding, as Ronald Reagan said, freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. It is our responsibility to educate young people about the pillars of our free and just society. Religious freedom, where people's rights are not enhanced nor diminished on account of their religious beliefs. Freedom of expression without fear of retribution from the government. Private ownership of property rather than owned by a government authority. It's the basis of the free enterprise system. The rule of law, where you have fair adjudication of disputes and the protection of our God-given natural rights. And also, let's defend actively the ingenious checks and balances that give us protections in our Constitution. As our oldest constitutional republic in history faces challenges and decisions now and the years ahead, I respectfully encourage all of us to do as patriots have done throughout the history of our country, and that is always choose to stand strong for freedom and opportunities for all. Thank you, and God bless Virginia and the United States of America.
Y'all give former Governor Allen a big round of applause. Thank you, Governor. Let me hear one nation under God. All right, now let's give a big Virginia 250 welcome to former Governor Bob McDonnell.
Okay, very good. Well, happy birthday, America, and welcome to the great Colonial Capitol here in Williamsburg that really was the heartbeat of the American Revolution. What a great place. And Carly and Mamie and Terry, thank you for the years of work you've done to bring us this day to be able to celebrate the 250th. This is, as George said, the oldest and most prosperous democracy that the world has ever known. And we're privileged by our birthright to be citizens of this great nation. Now, it's amazing what happened on this soil right there at the governor's mansion and right down the road at the Colonial Capitol from May through July of 1776. They convened and passed a resolution urging the Continental Congress to declare independence from the British state. They passed, with George Mason's great authorship, the Virginia Declaration of Rights, which 11 years later became the forerunner for the Bill of Rights of the United States Constitution. They wrote and published and passed the very first Constitution of the Commonwealth of Virginia on June 29th of 1776. And with the speed that was uncanny, that afternoon they elected Patrick Henry to live in that mansion as the first governor of Virginia. Now, all I can say is in 60 days, they turned the world and the fate of America upside down. Now, Mayor, no offense, but you can't get a zoning change in Williamsburg in 60 days today. And that's just extraordinary, the great political documents done. And furthermore, they had no internet, they had no Wi-Fi, they had no AI, no Google, no Microsoft, no Amazon, nothing. They did it just by the passion about the ideas and the success that they had convincing the people from 13 colonies, 56 together in Philadelphia, to create the miracle of Philadelphia. This was so revolutionary, so radical an idea Number one, that people could actually govern themselves. In 1776, all the world knew was kings and queens and monarchies. They also didn't understand, as Governor Allen said, personal rights that came not from government, but from a creator. And as Jefferson wrote, that the purpose of government was to secure those inalienable rights of individuals. What an astounding revelation they had to create the American democracy. Their American dream was this: to have political and economic and religious freedom for all, to have the right and value of self-determination be the determinant of whether you were succeeding or failing in the new republic, and equal opportunity for all. Now, at the dawn of the republic, not everybody was entitled to those rights, but because of the work in the Constitution that we've now only amended 29 times, we have now done the work of having a more perfect union where every American citizen is equally entitled to the same rights and privileges. And so I say today, our duty as American citizens is to express a deep sense of thanksgiving and gratitude for the privilege of being a citizen of the United States of America. I can just tell you that for me personally, as an average middle-class kid, grandson of immigrants from Ireland, to have the job of Patrick Henry and Thomas Jefferson, who lived there, is just an American dream come true. And the sacrifices that these founders made, with 9 dying in the war or related to the war, 17 losing their homes, 2 of them losing sons, but many of them becoming congressmen and governors and presidents. And what divine providence that Jefferson and Adams, the 2 principal authors of the Declaration, died 200 years ago today, about 3 hours apart, in Boston and in Charlottesville. What providence that is, they would die on the anniversary of the country. So as I close, I want to just leave you with the quotes and the words of people that you know well, people that lived and served about 60 years ago, that were modern day American patriots. And that is the great words of John Kennedy in his inaugural address in 1961. He said, "Ask not what your country could do for you, ask what you can do for your country." Dr. King said something similar in the great speech that he gave in Washington, D.C., when he said, "I have a dream, and that dream is deeply rooted in the American dream." And of course, President Reagan in 1964 said that America is the last great hope for man on earth. So we are an exceptional nation. It's a privilege to be called Americans. So God bless Virginia, the mother of presidents, the cradle of democracy, and God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor McDonald. Give him a round of applause. Come on. Y'all know what I need. One nation under God. That's what I'm talking about. All right, next up, I want to get a big Virginia 250, Williamsburg. Welcome. Big round of applause for former Governor Douglas Wilder.
Well, hello, how are you doing? And people ask me that, and they'll say, how you doing? And I said, I'm doing well, because it's good to be anywhere these days when you get my age. But I'm very pleased to see what I see, the young people particularly, the fact that we are here in Williamsburg, the cradle of democracy, the fact that founding fathers found it necessary to put something in writing to commemorate what this nation was to be about. And I can tell you, in America, regardless of your background, and I say this to young people on a regular basis, you can be anything that you want to be in America, anything that you want to be. regardless of background, prosperity, upward mobility, and a better life through hard work and determination. We have known of a promise of freedom, the contradiction of slavery endured. The journey had the struggle of generations to reconcile the ideals of our founding fathers. It's been a tough journey. I know a little bit about that journey. My grandparents were slaves. I didn't say great grandparents. No, great. My grandparents were slaves, born into slavery. And yet, within a single lifetime, their grandson has had the privilege of serving as governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia. And I can tell you, that's a long journey. Every generation inherits both the blessings of liberty and the responsibility to preserve them. And so I would say, may God bless the Commonwealth of Virginia, and may God continue to bless the United States of America. God bless all of you, and thank you for being here with us today.
Y'all give Governor Rounder a big round of applause. Y'all know this song. You're going to sing it with us.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairie to the ocean, wide before.
Mr. Sam Radecki on guitar. Y'all give it up to Sam Radecki. Miss Lucy Kilpatrick on keyboards. Get up for Lucy. Through the night with the light from above. Come on, stand beside her. Stand beside her and guide her. Stand beside her and guide Come on, Virginia, make some noise! If America is the greatest country on the planet, make some noise! If you're proud to be an American, make some noise! If you're grateful for God's blessing on our planet, make some noise! If you're grateful for God's blessing on our country, make some noise! One nation! One nation! Under God! That's it, that's it. All right, give yourselves a round of applause. Give yourselves a round of applause for braving this heat. So we're going to continue on with our elected officials. I want you to give a big VA 250 welcome to State Senator Ryan McDougal.
Give it up for Sam and his team. Sam, thank you. Happy birthday, America. It's an honor to be with you. We are right here in Williamsburg, the birthplace of America, to celebrate its birthday. 250 years ago, this was the capital of Virginia. And Virginia was where the idea of American liberty was born, argued, written, and defended. In the House of Burgesses just down the street, Virginians insisted that free people have the right to govern themselves. At the Capitol, a young Hanover County, Virginia lawyer named Patrick Henry looked a king in the eye and warned him that liberty was not the king's to grant or to take away, but given to each of us by God. There were Virginians, George Mason, James Madison, who wrote that all men are by their nature equal, free, and etched those realities in the Constitution and Bill of Rights. And there was another Virginian, educated here at William and Mary. He started a different school over there in Charlottesville, who wrote, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." And he carried those words into the Declaration of Independence we celebrate today. And when those words were no longer enough, and the war for independence was fought and won just a few miles down the street in Yorktown, it was another Virginian named George Washington who accepted the surrender of the crown and made our new nation. Virginia did not simply join the revolution, Virginians led it. It is not just our history or heritage, but it is our duty and responsibility to continue to lead. I feel that responsibility not just as a member of the Senate, but mostly as a father. I was an aspiring young attorney here at the College of William and Mary, walked these same streets that Chief Justice Marshall and Wythe and Jefferson all walked. The weight and depth of what they created and endured is palpable as you walk through Colonial Williamsburg. As I walked later on in life with my daughter Reagan, I watched as she could also see what those leaders then risked, what they lost, their successes, and their failures, but mainly what endured so that she could grow up free. She's still young, but as she looks at these old houses in Colonial Williamsburg, she understands that history is not easy, history is not pure, history is definitely not perfect, but that vision, that aspiration is something far bigger than her or us or Virginia. It's the heartbeat of a nation. That is why we all feel the weight, the pain, and the joy of not only our history, but of our future. It is my daughter's future. It is your children's future to grow up in the same country we have had the privilege to grow up in, free, hopeful, and proud of being Americans. It is Reagan and her generation that are inheriting a Virginia and a nation that is still worthy of defending. The men and women who founded this country did not hand us something finished. They handed us a promise, and that promise came with a duty to keep it. It is my charge to Reagan and each of you that we do not forget the trials and tribulations of our nation, that we do not forget the successes of our nation, and we focus not on winning or losing, but we focus on the freedom we have and what each of us must do to live up to that vision of a free and democratic United States. So on this 4th of July, let's honor the people that came before us as they would have wanted, not only in remembering what so many of them changed and gave up, but we need to live up to that vision. God has blessed each of us
and I pray that God continues to bless you, the Commonwealth of Virginia, and the United States of America. Happy birthday.
Give the senator another round of applause. At this time, I'd like to welcome to the stage, please give a big Virginia 250 welcome to Senator Louise Lucas.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. 250 years ago, our founders gathered not far from here to declare that all men, and I say all people, are created equal. They could not, or they would not have let themselves imagine that one day a Black woman from Portsmouth, Virginia, thank you, Portsmouth, would stand before you as the President Pro Tem of the Virginia Senate and as the first Black person ever to chair the Senate Finance and Appropriations Committee. I am not witnessing this anniversary. I'm part of what America has become. But I did not arrive here alone, and I will not stand and be the first. I stand today carrying the names that most of you will never know, women and men who were never allowed to hold a gavel, never allowed to cast a vote, never allowed to dream of a seat at any table, let alone this podium at which I stand. Domestics, dock workers, deacons, grandmothers who prayed over children they knew might never see the freedom that they were promised. Their sacrifice is why I stand here and why this nation is slowly moving towards a more perfect union. Their patience, a patience I do not know or I could not muster, is why this podium exists for someone who looks like me. Their legacy is what I intend to honor with every single word I speak today and with every vote I cast tomorrow. So when we celebrate the 250th anniversary of this nation, let us celebrate it honestly, not as a straight line of progress, but as a long, hard-fought climb, carried on the backs of people who believed in America that had not yet earned their faith. I am the fruit of that faith, and I do not intend to be the last. I have profound gratitude for the opportunity to serve this Commonwealth, this body, and at this moment in our nation, in our nation's history. Happy anniversary, America.
Give another round of applause to Senator Lucas. Come on. Y'all put your hands together like this. It's starting to cool off a little bit. It's hot up here. My horn is all hot and dry. Oh well. Y'all having a good time? You know what I need from you? One nation under God. That's what I'm talking about. Are we going to keep it moving? We're going to keep it moving. All right, we're going to keep it 1 minute. We'll keep playing it. All right. At this time, let's give a big Virginia 250 welcome to Speaker of the House of Delegates, Don Scott.
You like that? Y'all like that? Happy birthday, America! Happy birthday, Virginia! 250 years ago, this was the capital of a revolution. This is where Patrick Henry stood in the House of Burgesses and dared to speak of liberty, when liberty could get a man hanged. This was where George Mason sat up late into the night, writing down what he believed no government had the right to take from a human being. This was where, in the spring of 1776, the 5th Virginia Convention gathered and decided that the colony of Virginia would wait no longer for freedom. On May 15, 1776, the convention instructed Virginia's delegates in Philadelphia to propose that the united colonies, and I quote, "are and of right ought to be free and independent states," and we inherit that legacy today. And so we arrive at July 4th, 1776, words that still move us today, 2.5 centuries later, that all men and women are created equal with certain unalienable rights, among them life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Pursuit of happiness? Was weed legal back then? I'm sorry, I got to digress. Those words did not come from nowhere. They came from the Enlightenment, from John Locke and the natural rights philosophers, who dared to argue that the rights come not from a crown, but from the fact of being a human, made in God's image. Locke had written of life, liberty, and property. Jefferson changed the last word. He wrote instead, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That is our inheritance. And Ronald Reagan said, freedom is only one generation away from extinction. One generation away from extinction. We have a responsibility and a duty to keep that freedom. And right now, as we celebrate, there are men and women all over this world that are standing watch for our freedom. I want you right now to let them hear us thank our veterans across the world that are serving in our United States Armed Forces. And when you see them in uniform, don't just say thank you for your service. Say a hearty thank you. Buy them a drink of their choice. Buy them a meal. Let them know how grateful we are that they stand in the gap for our freedom. I am the grandson of a World War I veteran. I am the son of a Korean War veteran, and I myself of a former naval officer. I understand what it means to stand watch for freedom in this country. And I hope that each and every one of us will thank veterans each and every chance we get, because they understand what it means to stand watch. And when I served all over the world, and I came home loving America more, not less. Not because we are flawless, we're the furthest thing from it, but because I have never encountered another country with America's peculiar willingness to look inside itself in the mirror, admit what it sees, and go back to work. At 250 years old, measured against the ancient nations of this world, America is still young, still stubborn, still arguing with itself about who it wants to be. But most important, we are still a free people, and we will always be. America has never been finished. We have never been finished. we are still the greatest force for good in this world. We still welcome people from all over the world to take part in our American dream. The American dream is alive and well. Our best days are still ahead of us and not behind of us. Thank you, and God bless the United States of America.
Give Speaker Scott a round of applause. At this stage, let's welcome to the stage with a big Virginia 250 welcome round of applause, Congressman Rob Whitman.
Sam, thank you. Let's give another round of applause for Sam and his great crew here. Are they doing an incredible job? Thank you all so much. Well, good evening, Virginia. Isn't this a fantastic day? We are all blessed beyond compare to live in the greatest nation the world's ever known and the greatest commonwealth the nation has ever known. What a great day. What an absolutely great day. You know, we are here today to celebrate the 250th anniversary of our Declaration of Independence. But, you know, we have to take a couple of steps back and remember what made all of that happen, what happened there at Jamestown when the settlers came here, what happened in Williamsburg, what happened in Yorktown. That was provided for by the Virginia tribes because it was the tribes that actually helped those settlers survive. They helped them with food. They helped them to develop agricultural skills and hunting skills. They actually helped them too to navigate, to make their way around the waterways here in the Commonwealth. It's pretty incredible. So such great history here of those first contact tribes and the things they did. And listen, we know the famous story of how Captain John Smith survived. It was because of those first contact tribes here in Virginia. So what a great legacy of leading us from what those tribes did for the settlers, and then what the settlers were able to do to get their feet on the ground there in Jamestown, to come here in a situation that's very challenging to them, and then move on from there to form a government in 1619, right there in the churches along the shores of the James River, to form a government, and said, we're going to make sure that we are able to represent each other, and we're going to make sure that we have a government that is self-sustaining. And then that went on until 1643 when they said, you know what, maybe we ought to change the government a little bit from the House of Burgesses to a House of Delegates, where we have a House and a Senate. So the settlers got it real quick. They figured out how to form a government, how to make it even better. And then from there, they said, you know something, maybe we ought to look at this in a broader perspective because more settlers came here to the New World. And then the idea came to them. They said, you know what, maybe we ought to put some principles about what we believe in down on paper. Maybe we ought to be fighting for things we believe in, because some of the things happening here in the colonies from Great Britain were not things that people were happy with. And actually 10 years before the Declaration of Independence, in a little place on the Rappahannock River, a place called Leedstown, there was a document called the Leedstown Resolves. And 67 patriots put their names on that piece of paper and said, we're going to sacrifice everything, our lives and our fortune, because we believe that we should not be taxed without representation, because King George put in place the Stamp Act and said, by the way, colonists, everything that you produce, everything that you transact, you got to pay a tax on. And the colonists said, no, 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 no. That's not what we believe in. So to their credit, they started that process. And then obviously we know in 1776, our Declaration was born from that. The settlers here were developing that mindset of what is the foundation of the nation that we have today. And from there, those settlers took up arms against the repressor, that is Great Britain, and won a victory at Yorktown to create the nation that we have today. What an incredible history here in our Commonwealth. This is where our nation was born. From our first contact tribes, it provided the conditions for the settlers to be successful. If it wasn't for them, they may have perished. But here we are today celebrating the great history of our nation, the great principles of freedom and liberty that our nation is based upon. The freedom and liberty that folks have fought and died for, those unalienable rights that come to us from our Creator, that have made the foundation of this nation. Over 1 million brave men and women, folks, have died upholding those principles for our great nation. Today is a day to celebrate that, to celebrate here on the 4th of July, to celebrate what makes our nation great, and to never forget that this experiment in forming this republic lives on today. Our best days are still ahead of us. The things we have yet to do are many, but folks, because of who we are as a nation, because of the people of this nation, we will indeed continue to grow this nation's concept of the experiment that I think each year gets better and better and better. You know, we're blessed, and here today we see everybody here, and thank you for coming out to celebrate this great time in our nation's history and to be part of continuing that experiment to make sure this nation realizes the continued potential that we know creates our one nation under God. Folks, thanks again. I wish each of you God's continued blessings. May God bless our great Commonwealth of Virginia, and may God bless our great United States of America.
Thank you, Congressman Whitman. Give him another round of applause. Hey, one nation under God. That's what I'm talking about. At this time, let's give a big, warm Virginia 250 welcome to Senator Tim Kaine.
Happy birthday, America. Happy birthday, Virginia. You guys look beautiful. You look sweaty and hot, but you are beautiful. What a wonderful occasion to be here with so many friends. It brings back a lot of memories. A little bit over 20 years ago, I was inaugurated governor here in January of 2006 when the Capitol in Richmond was being renovated. And it was January and it was raining and 30 degrees, and I'm almost as wet today as I was then. I want to just raise 3 questions with you, 1 to start and 2 to finish. 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, July 4, 1776 in Philadelphia. Independence from what? That's my first question. Independence from what? England, of course. Loyalty to the British crown, of course. But it was much bigger than that. When the convention was meeting with great Virginians in Philadelphia, there was a constitutional convention meeting right here in Williamsburg. You've heard my colleagues like Governor McDonnell talk about it. They were gathered because Virginia had declared we want to be independent. And it's one thing to declare it, but another thing to do it. You've got to have a structure. You've got to put some flesh on it. And so the Virginia Convention met here, and in a short period of time, Patrick Henry elected governor. The Constitution of Virginia drafted that became a model for the national Constitution, the Virginia Bill of Rights that became a model for the National Bill of Rights. But 250 years ago tomorrow, July 5, 1776, Virginians showed the world the answer to the question, independence from what? A 4-member committee led by George Wythe on July 1st, great professor of law here at William and Mary, was asked to design the state seal. In 4 days, they presented the seal to the convention. The seal that we know on the Virginia flag. You all know this seal. A woman dressed as a Roman Amazon warrior, signifying virtue, standing atop a deposed monarch, not dressed as an English monarch, dressed in the purple robes of imperial Rome with a crown fallen off, exemplifying tyranny. It was not the colonists against the English. It was not democracy against monarchy. It was virtue over tyranny. Independence from what? The independence we declared was an independence from tyranny. The flag is unusual. Most states have changed their flags, and most states have changed their seals, and most states have changed their mottos. Virginia has never changed the flag. never changed the seal, never changed the motto. It's one of few flags in our country that has a woman on the flag. It's one of the very few flags that has an evidence of the toppled monarchy. It's the only flag that has public nudity on it. The woman has a bare breast, which got it banned by a school district in Texas about 2 years ago for display to elementary school children. But the most unusual part of the flag is the motto, Sic Semper Tyrannis. Thus be it always, thus be it ever to tyrants. Every other state's motto is a positive. Hope, Excelsior, to the stars through adversity. My favorite random motto is Michigan's, if you seek a pleasant peninsula, look around you. Well, I wasn't seeking a peninsula, but I'd rather it be pleasant than unpleasant. Virginia's is the only motto that's not a positive. It's a rebuke. Thus be it always to tyrants. And pay attention to the verb tense. It's not we don't like tyrants. It's not down with tyrants. It's not we defeated tyrants. It's the future. Thus be it ever. Thus be it always to tyrants. George Wythe and the Virginia founders knew that tyranny was a permanent fact of human nature, and you couldn't be in a position to honor the Declaration of Independence if you were also not perpetually vigilant against tyranny. I lived in a military dictatorship in Honduras in 1980 and 81, and I got to know tyranny, and there's tyranny all over the globe. There are military dictators. There are tyrannies of the left and right. There are family dynasties. There are religious theocracies. There are cults of personality. There are governments that gain power through democratic means and then unplug all the checks and balances that guard against tyranny. It is a permanent fact of human nature. And that's what George Wythe and the Williamsburg geniuses who were sitting here 250 years ago were thinking about. Yeah, we've declared independence. We've declared it, but we got to protect it. And so I'll just finish with the last two questions. After 250 years, what our Virginia founders say to us is this: do we still have the wisdom to recognize tyranny when we see it? Do we still have the virtue to defeat it? So those are the questions on my mind tonight. Questions worth answering, questions worth fighting for. Happy 4th of July. Great to be with you in Williamsburg.
Y'all give Senator Kaine a big round of applause. One nation, under God. Once again, my name is Sam Rucker. You can stream my music wherever you listen to music, including the song we're about to do, which I wrote just for you, just for this occasion. I'll give you one guess of what it's called. One nation under God. Come on. All right.
Oh, yeah. One nation under God. One nation under God. One nation under God. One nation under God. Cover us with your grace. Keep your hand on America.
for Jocelyn Best on vocal. Let me hear y'all sing that. One nation under God. Come on, let me hear it nice and loud. One nation under God. Come on, put your ones in the air. One nation under God. Come on, put your ones in the air. Come on. One nation under God. Hey, hey, hey. One nation under God. Hey, hey, hey. Come on. One nation under God. That's it. Come on. Hey, hey. One nation under God. Yeah. One nation under God. Hey. One nation under God. 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 Y'all feeling that? One nation under God. One nation, because like I said before, we all share the common right to be able to choose our preferences and vote the way we want. We are all Americans. That's an American privilege. And then under God, if we keep him first, follow his ways, love each other with his love, then we can truly be one nation under God. Come on, one more time. One nation under God. One more time. Come on, let me hear you. One nation under God. One nation under God. One nation under God. One nation under God. Come on, let me hear you. One nation under God. One nation under God. One nation under God. Like I said, y'all can stream that. Just put in Sam Rucker wherever you listen to music and stream One Nation Under God and God Bless America. Thank y'all tonight. We're coming into our finish and our closing, and it's my pleasure to bring to the stage the president of William & Mary, Miss Catherine Rowe.
Thank you, Mr. Director. So I'll just say again, that song was written for tonight. Sam Rucker Band, One Nation Under God. Let's give him a hand. That was beautiful, beautiful. Happy 4th of July, everyone. You look beautiful out there. It's sizzling. As president of William & Mary, our nation's alma mater, I'm so honored to be with you tonight. There is no better place to be ringing in the quarter millennium than right here on this grass. The revolution is our backyard in Williamsburg. Here in this city and at William & Mary, so many of the ideas that animated our founders took root, as you've heard tonight. We are thrilled to celebrate this landmark anniversary with you, and it will be my great honor to introduce our keynote speaker, Governor Abigail Spanberger. Governor Spanberger has spent her career her life in service to our country. She's held many positions in law enforcement, as a CIA officer, as a Girl Scout troop leader, and as a 3-term Congresswoman. In January, she became the 75th governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia, the first woman to hold this office. So I'm pretty sure that George Washington would pardon my slight amendment to his words when I say that every position is honorable in which a woman can serve her country. Speaking at her inauguration, Governor Spanberger remarked about the meaning of the word Commonwealth. She said, "Our government should serve the common good," that the voice of everyday Virginians, the voices of everyday Virginians should drive us forward, and that our prosperity depends upon that union. Here in Virginia, the skills of civic leadership are homegrown. The ink on the Declaration of Independence was barely dry when William and Mary students founded Phi Beta Kappa, a society dedicated to open debate just down the road at the Raleigh Tavern over a few beers, as one does, as they did. Governor Spanberger understands that the generation of young people today in college shares the convictions of those Raleigh Tavern founders. They care deeply about forging communities that grow through civil debate and service. Our responsibility is to teach them how powerful those qualities are and to what ends they should put those qualities to use as the ordinary Americans who will guide us forward every day. William and Mary is so grateful for the governor's partnership in calling this generation into civic leadership. Please join me in welcoming Her Excellency, Virginia's Governor, Abigail Spanberger.
Thank you, President Rowe, and good evening, Williamsburg. To the thousands gathered here on Palace Green and to everyone watching at home across Virginia and across the nation, happy 4th of July. Virginia's slogan for the 250th is America, Made in Virginia. And while I may use that tagline with some regularity, especially when teasing other governors, I think it is important for all of us on this semi-quincentennial to reflect not just with pride, but with responsibility on what that means. Virginia has been essential to our American story since before there was an America. Right here in Williamsburg, the revolutionary capital of Virginia, the notion of self-governance began taking hold among the hearts and minds of the Virginians who would lead in the founding of our nation. On this 4th of July, we celebrate our nation's founding and all that makes our country extraordinary. That we are a nation founded on ideas makes us unique the world over. That we are a nation built by people bound together not by language or religion or background, but in common pursuit of freedom that makes us special. That we are a place where generation after generation, it has been newcomers, dreamers, innovators, adventurers, and those in search of safety or a new beginning who have been the source of our strength. That makes us a beacon of light for so many. In the Declaration of Independence, Thomas Jefferson boldly proclaimed that they would create a new nation based on ideals. that there are self-evident truths, that all men are created equal, that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among them are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. He wrote that to secure these rights, they would create a new nation that would take on the extraordinary task of governing itself, deriving power from the consent of the governed. In the Declaration and the documents that followed, our founders chose to believe in a new nation, a nation not built on or bound by language, religion, or fealty to kings, but built on ideals, unlike anything the world had ever seen. And while we reflect on the audacity that was the Declaration of Independence, it is our Constitution that continued to breathe life into the idea of what America could become. The purpose of this new nation was to form an ever more perfect union. And who would do it? We, the people. And just as our Declaration left promises unrealized at the time, so too did our Constitution leave things undefined. Who is the we? I'll leave it to the historians to ponder in detail and analyze the words in context or their meaning today, but quite simply put, ours is a nation unlike any on earth because it has always been on us, we the people, to define our ideals and realize their promise. And we are an ever expanding and vibrant array of people. I saw that firsthand just this morning at Thomas Jefferson's Monticello, where there was the naturalization ceremony of 75 new Americans. People who woke up this morning as citizens of 35 different nations and who will go to sleep tonight citizens of the United States of America, bound by their choice to become Americans. They spoke earnestly of what it meant to them to become an American. One young woman thanked her father for listening when, as she recounted, in a moment of silent prayer, God told him to take their family to America. One woman cried as she expressed her pride in becoming a citizen of our country, the same country her son serves as a United States Marine. One young man spoke with gratitude for his parents' choice to escape war and come here to a place of extraordinary opportunity. And one man likened his naturalization to marriage, joking that after 20 years of loving the United States of America, it's now official in the eyes of the law. Like generations before them, they chose to come here for adventure, for love, for an education, to pursue a dream that could only be possible in America. They chose to come for survival, second chances, and to escape tyranny, in pursuit of a place where ideals and principles are what unite us. They chose America and to become part of that unparalleled we, the people. There is something special about seeing our country through the eyes of others, like the World Cup players and fans who have come to America and discovered the beauty of this country for the first time. Some of them have been going viral on social media as they discover free refills, ranch dressing, Buc-ee's, and Costco's. And more seriously, as they discover the kindness and the curiosity of everyday Americans who greet them with a smile. In video after video, people visiting the US are reflecting upon the beauty of America and the quirks of America, the uniqueness and the power of our we the people. The papers have been writing up these human interest stories as opportunities for Americans to see themselves through the eyes of others, an opportunity for us to all fall in love with America again. And these stories have made me reflect on a story from a number of years ago when I was an exchange student in France, living with a host family, and my host mother recounted her love of our country. She was a little girl during World War II, and she said one of her most formative memories was witnessing American soldiers marching through Paris after the liberation. She told me, and I'll never forget it, the Americans freed France and they gave us children candy. To her, that was the essence of America, a people who would believe in ideals so deeply that they would fight for someone else's freedom. And then rather than marching into the city like conquering heroes, they would bring candy for the children who had survived a war. Seeing America through the eyes of others as a gift, whether it's the stories of new Americans naturalized at Monticello this morning or the Instagram reels of soccer fans touring the US. It is through their fresh eyes that we can see why people, generation after generation, have been choosing America, risking everything to travel to a new land, leaving behind all they know to be part of this American experiment. I hope we will take time to reflect tonight, perhaps during the fireworks or while waiting in traffic as we head back home, on how we can see the beauty and awe of America, a nation built on ideals where we, the people, must endeavor to make a more perfect union. So on this night, our 250th 4th of July, I would encourage us to do what our founders did 250 years ago. Believe in the ideals and the promise of America. And I would encourage all of us to do what those 75 new Americans did this morning. Commit ourselves to our extraordinary country. Choose to give life to the words in our founding documents, in our own lives, in our communities, in our workplaces, and in our own individual acts of service to one another, so that we, the people, may ensure the blessings of liberty and the beauty of our country for generations to come. Happy 4th of July, Virginia. Happy 4th of July, America. May God bless the United States of America.
Give it up for Governor Spanberger. One nation. One nation, one nation, one nation, under God. That concludes our program. We thank y'all for coming out and enjoying the rest of the evening. We're going to play a couple more songs for you. Thank y'all for coming out. One nation. of applause to Sam Radecki on guitar. He's out of Richmond. Now let's hear from Lucy Kilpatrick on keyboards. Give it up for Lucy Kilpatrick on keyboards out of Richmond. I want you to give it up. Let's hear from the bass man, Donnell Smith on bass. For Donnell Smith on bass, he's out of Hampton. Now we need to give the drummer some. Let's hear a little something from our drummer, JP Lilliston. Go JP, go JP, go JP, go JP. Give it up for JP Lilliston on drums. On percussions, let's give it up for Mrs. Lisa Rucker. Y'all give it up for Lisa Rucker on percussions. That's my wife. On vocals, we have Miss Wanda Jackson. We have Miss Jocelyn Bass. We have Nia Rucker and Mr. Taquan Wyatt. It's been our pleasure to spend this time with y'all today. One nation under God. Despite our differences, celebrating in unity. In unity. Can I hear y'all say U-N-I-T-Y? Come on. U-N-I-T-Y. 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 One nation under God. Come on, hey, hey. One nation under God. Come on, sing it with us. One nation under God. One nation under God. One nation under God. One nation under God. Hey, hey, one nation under God. One nation under God. One nation under God. One nation under God. My name is Sam Rucker. Thank y'all for coming out. Give yourselves a round of applause. Come on, give yourselves a round of applause. Happy birthday, America. Thank you, Williamsburg. God bless y'all.
We'll Here's an announcement. Please, Rose Guffrey, please come to the stage. Rose Guffrey. Rose Guffrey, please come to the stage.